Sarah Palin is on thin ice with her supporters and very thin ice with her employer, Fox News. Palin is now 28 days away from breaking the hearts of her diminishing number of supporters who have been hoping that she will run for president. Her value as a book author, a paid speaker, and a Fox News talking head has been based entirely on the possibility that she could be an electrifying candidate for president, or at least a candidate for president. When the filing deadline for the New Hampshire primary comes and goes on October 28th, the world will know what viewers of this program have known for quite a while, that Palin is not running for president and that her market value will plummet. Nick Broomfield got his documentary about Palin, You Betcha, into theaters just in time. It opens tonight.
She was chewing gum like she was 12, and I mean, you would have thought that this was her personal fan club. Palin is like the most popular preteen girl. She's all about drama and loyalty. It's who's in our club and who's not in our club. And it's all about perceived threats and perceived disrespect.
I know. It looks like a cheap shot, but the documentary actually has many more compelling scenes than the one we just showed you. But that scene actually is the perfect lead-in to the trouble Palin has been getting in lately at Fox News. As the documentary says, it's all about perceived threats and perceived disrespect. Check out this episode of Freedom Watch on Fox Business.
Is Herman Cain the flavor of the month, as Governor Palin called him? Not to criticize him, but do these debates result in somebody up and somebody down, and is it always going to change at the end of each debate?
Well, it has that potential because somebody has a chance to either do very well or very poorly. But you know what? I think that was a nasty comment coming from her. Flavor, wrong. Herman Cain, when I talk to people, to Republicans, I was down in Florida this week, they say, you know what? His policies make sense. They're coherent. I can understand them. He has conviction. He's a real conservative, and they like him, Judge. You can't undervalue the fact that you're a politician who's popular.
Let me ask you about what was that shot that Juan Williams just took at me saying I made a nasty comment about Herman Cain. What was that all about?
Actually, it wasn't Juan Williams. It was I who was quoting media who was saying that you made the comment. But please correct what the record established. Did you say the Republicans seem to have? Did you say the Republicans seem to have a flavor of the month without referring specifically to Herman Cain?
But it was Juan Williams who said he thought it was a nasty comment that I made. I think it's nasty when when a colleague takes a shot where they don't know what they're talking about. No, I said that what the media tends to do is kind of gin up controversy and propel this flavor of the week. And I'm not saying that Herman Cain is the flavor of the week. I'm one of his biggest fans, and I would never dismiss him or speak negatively about him.
Where did the Fox guys get the idea that Sarah Palin called Herman Cain the flavor of the month? Well, where did they get that idea? The problem for Palin on this one is that Fox News actually has a much bigger audience than the Fox Business Network. And on Fox News 2 days before, Sarah Palin said this.
Take Herb Cain. Look at why he's doing so well right now. He's, I guess you could say, with all due respect, the flavor of the week.
Well, she got his first name wrong, and at least she did it with all due respect. But that is not Sarah Palin's worst problem. At Fox News, her worst problem is Megyn Kelly.
What happens now? Paul Ryan has said he's out. Chris Christie has said he's out. Sarah Palin hasn't officially said one way or another, but in the polls, she is way down at the bottom, including versus, the existing candidates.
Oh, okay. Fox News and Megyn Kelly in particular are getting way, way too fair and balanced about Sarah Palin. Roger Ailes knows how to protect his valuable talent. He wouldn't be allowing Fox News to be getting all fair and balanced on Sarah Palin, even for a minute, if he cared about protecting Palin's long-term value to the network. Roger Ailes has a very good feel for when the Fox News players are moving from just being unfair and unbalanced to being utter absurdities. Just ask Glenn Beck. Ailes knows that by October 28th, Palin's value to the network will be minimal. She will be a complete joke to everyone, especially the people who believed she was going to run for president and the people who invested their hopes and dreams in her running for president. So Roger Ailes is obviously not trying to control every word the Fox News team says about Sarah Palin, and he's got to have some very, very serious problems with what Palin said on Fox News about Megyn Kelly and about Fox News.
You know, I think it's kind of humorous to see the way that the media is covering these candidates. Let me give you an example of this. Earlier today, Greta, on Fox News, you had a host who said, Sarah Palin in the polls, she's way, way down there in the polls. And I'm kind of scratching my head going, wait a minute, on another network, on CNN just the other day, they showed a poll where I was like within 5 points of President Obama. I was doing well, much better than many of the other candidates. And I'm thinking, all this misinformation and contradicting information from even hosts here on this network itself. And many times a host or a reporter, they have their own agenda and they interject their agenda in the information they're providing their viewers and readers.
Now, it's one thing for Sarah Palin to say that I interject my agenda in the information I'm providing my viewers because I do, and because Roger Ailes hates me and would be perfectly happy to have Sarah Palin say that about me or anyone else here at MSNBC. But Sarah Palin just said that Fox News, in the person of Megyn Kelly, a Roger Ailes favorite, lied about Sarah Palin's position in the polls. The latest poll that Sarah Palin's name is in has her running, as Megyn Kelly accurately put it, way down at the bottom against the existing candidates. Sarah Palin accused Fox News of putting out misinformation. That's her word, misinformation. That would be my word for what Fox News puts out every day and every night, but I don't work for Fox News. Who else in the history of Fox News has accused Fox News of putting out misinformation while still on the Fox News payroll? And how perfect is it that the Fox News employee accusing Fox News of putting out misinformation was actually putting out misinformation in her accusation? Fox News, a constant purveyor of misinformation, is actually not guilty of putting out misinformation in the one instance that the current Fox News employee accuses them of putting out misinformation. How long will the misinformation network allow Sarah Palin to continue to use misinformation to correctly label that network as the misinformation network? The ice has never been thinner under Sarah Palin.